Welcome back. Today we are going to discuss one more concept from sexual reproduction in flowering plants. The concept is structure of megasporangium or structure of ovule. Ovule is integumented indehiscent megasporangium of angiosperms which on fertilization ripens into a seed. Each ovule attached to the placenta by means of a thick stalk called funicle or funiculus or funiculum. The point of attachment of funicle with ovule is called hilum. In most of the ovule, funicle is attached to the main body of ovule for some distance to form a ridge-like structure known as raphe. Let's see the diagram. So it is a photograph of ovule. So ovule is attached to the placenta. It is a parenchymatous cushion-like structure on the inner wall of ovary called placenta. On that placenta, the ovule is attached through a stalk. This region is called as funiculus or funicle or funiculum. And the point of attachment of this funicle to the ovule body, that region is called as hilum. And in some ovules, this funicle, it moves some distance to form a ridge-like structure called as raphe. Vascular tissues are present inside the funiculus which supplies the food material from the placenta to the body of ovule. The ovule is composed of mass of parenchymatous cells called nucellus, and nucellus is covered by one or two coats called integuments. The basal part of ovule is called chalaza. Integuments leave an opening at the top of ovule called micropyle. Let's see the photograph. So now the funicle, this region consists vascular tissue, nothing but xylem and phloem, which are helpful for supplying the food and water to the ovule from placenta. And the ovule is composed with all this dotted region is with parenchymatous cells called as nucellus, and this nucellus is covered with two coats, one and it is second, two coats called as integuments, outer integument and it is inner integument. These integuments on the top of ovule leaves a opening called as micropyle. Parts of micropyle. In bitegmic ovule, micropyle has two parts. One, exostome. Outer region which is surrounded by outer integument is called exostome. Endostome, second part. Inner region which is surrounded by inner integument is called endostome. Let's see the photograph. So actual position of this ovule. So top region, it is the top region, micropyle region. So in this micropyle region, the outer region which is surrounded by the outer integument is called as the exostome. The inner region of this micropyle which is surrounded by inner integument, it is called as the endostome. So the basal part, this is the base. When it is held like this is the base region. The basal region is called as chalaza and the top region it is called as the micropyle. pile is present on the top of the ovule. Special integuments. Aril. It is a collar-like outgrowth from the base of ovule and forms the third integument. Example: Myristica, Lich, Asphodilus. Sarcotesta. When outer integument become fleshy, then it is called as Sarcotesta. Example: Magnolia. Third one, Carancul or Stropiole. It is formed due to the proliferation of outer integument over the micropyle. Proliferation is nothing but divisions of outer integument over the micropyle. It is formed by sugary content, so helps in the absorption of water during germination of seeds and dispersal of seeds by ants called myrmecophore. Example: Ricinus, castor. Types of ovules on the basis of integuments. First type, unitegmic, ovule with a single integument. So look at this photograph. The entire ovule having only one integument, then unitegmic ovule. Example: Gamopetallus dicots. So here gamopetala means petals are fused. So petals, that is units of carpel. If petals are fused together, then that condition is called as the gamopetallus. So dicot plants which are having gamopetallus condition, in such plants the ovules are unitegmic. Bitegmic. So ovule with two integuments. Let's see the photograph here. So ovule, two integuments, 1 and 2, outer and inner integument, then it is considered as bitegmic. Example: Polypetalous dicots and monocots. Polypetalous means the petals are free, they are not fused. Such dicots are called as polypetalous. And third type, ategmic. Ovule without integuments are called as ategmic. Example: Loranthus, Viscum, Xanthalum. These three are the parasitic plants. Types of ovules on the basis of nucellus. Tenunucellate. The nucellus is either less developed or present in the form of single layer. Example: Gamopetalae group. That means the group of plants which are having a fused petals. Crassinucellate. The nucellus is massive, that is, it is made up of many layers. Then it is called as crassinucellate. Example: Polypetalous group and monocots. Means the group of plants which are having free petals. Endothelium. It is also called as integumentary tapetum. The nucellus is degenerates in plants of Compositae family, and the integuments become active to form a nucellus like tissue. This is called as endothelium. So means in this condition the nucellus is formed by the integuments. Pseudoembryo sac. The nucellus dissolves in the members of Podostemaceae family to form a nutritional cavity. This is termed as pseudoembryo sac. Types of ovules on the basis of shape and orientation. Depending upon the shape and orientation, the ovules of angiosperms are classified into following types. They are orthotropous or atropous, anatropous, hemianatropous, camellotropous, amphitropous, cercinotropous. Orthotropous or atropous ovule. The micropyle, chalaza and funicle are in straight line. So in this ovule, micropyle, basal part chalaza and stalk of ovule funicle all are in straight line. This condition is called orthotropous ovule. This is most primitive type ovule and it is present in Polygonum and beetle. Anatropous ovule. The body of ovule is completely inverted, turned at 180-degree angle, so that micropyle and hilum come to lie very close to each other. So now the body of ovule is completely inverted. The micropyle, this is micropyle, hilum means funicle which is attaches to the body of ovule, this region. Point of attachment of funicle to the ovule is called as hilum. So this region is hilum and micropyle are very close to each other because of turn 180-degree angle. That's why this type of ovule is called as anatropous ovule. Example, 92% of angiosperms, that means anatropous ovule is the most common in angiosperms. Hemianatropous ovule turns at 90-degree angle up to the funicle, or body of ovule is at right angle to the funicle. So this is a funicle and body of ovule is right angle to this funicle. This condition is called as the hemianatropous. Example, ranunculus. Camellotropous ovule is circled more or less at right angles to funicle. So it is a ovule body is circled more or less to right angles to the funicle. Micropylar end is bent down slightly. So in that circle, micropyle region is slightly bent. Example, Leguminosae cruciferae. Amphitropous. Embryo sac becomes curved like horseshoe. So here it is ovule body is slight curved or circled. In this embryo sac is bent like a horseshoe shape. Example, poppy, Papaver somniferum, Alisma. Cercinotropous. It is also known as coiled ovule. Body of ovule is initially orthotropous, that means straight in position. Micropyle, chalaza, funicle are straight in position and again turn into the anatropous. That means turns 180-degree angle due to the growth of funicle. The growth continues till the ovule once again become orthotropous. As a result, funicle is completely surrounded the body of ovule, surrounds the body of ovule. So this is the ovule, but the funicle is completely surrounds this ovule body because first it form in the orthotropous condition, then it turns into anatropous and again it becomes orthotropous. As a result, the funicle is completely surrounds the ovule. This condition is called as the cercenotropous. Example, Opanesia. Thank you. We can meet again in the next part.